Hey everyone, welcome to day 2 of shifting your financial consciousness. Today I am covering financial trauma responses. Hi everyone, I am live on Instagram and on TikTok, so just keep that in mind when you ask questions. So on Instagram, I have this presentation up with some background. So if you want to switch over to Instagram, you can get some visuals if you prefer, because I know I like to learn with visuals. And I'm using the visuals on this live to help me stay focused as someone that's been diagnosed with ADHD. Yesterday I got a little mixed up, like a lot of people were commenting and asking questions. So it was like going between the questions and comments, it was kind of hard. So if you do have questions, you can hold off towards the end of the live and then ask your question, so that way I'm able to actually focus on your question and answer it, or you can use the Q&A feature. So that just in case, I don't want anyone to feel like I'm ignoring them, so just keep that in mind. I do get easily distracted, so I have the presentation format and outline for myself so I can get you this information. I really want to give you the tools that you can use to start shifting this week, today. So today I want to cover financial trauma responses, because I feel like when you start your business, people don't realize how financial trauma can impact your business. Aside from making money, charging your rates, all of that, there are particular responses and behaviors that people do not realize is linked to their financial trauma. And so that's probably most likely why also you've struggled to change your money mindset, save more money, budget, all that stuff. Like I had a client that came to me specifically because they make a lot of money, but they had a hard time saving the money, because it really didn't, because their feelings towards money wasn't really anything. It didn't excite them to save money. So we worked on that with hypnosis, and we identified a point in time in the past when this belief about money and just losing that attachment created this apathy towards their finances, essentially. So I'm going to share some other financial trauma responses so you can get gain insight into how you've been behaving in your business and navigating finances in your business. All right, I'm going to turn off the air conditioner because I feel like it might be too loud. All right, and I'm going to keep this live to about 30 minutes. Just to, for people that are watching the replay on YouTube, it's not too long and it'll be short and to the point. All right, so today we are covering financial trauma responses. I'm gonna choose a different slide now. So, financial trauma, oops. Slides are all weird. Okay, so financial trauma is an emotional state of discomfort and stress resulting from memories of extraordinary catastrophic experiences which shattered the survivor's sense of invulnerability to harm. So that is the key. So financial trauma, you can experience it when you worked with a business partner that screwed you over, you invested in a contractor that screwed you over, or you invested in a course or program that didn't turn out to be what you wanted. Like you invested a lot of money and didn't get that. You lose money in the stock market, bankruptcy, Even having credit card debt can affect you that way as well, because you start having creditors call you and you start to avoid them. And so when you think about debt, it makes you feel sick. So thinking about investing in your business, you see it as debt. So that's also a financial trauma response. So even if you grew up in a house where their bills are paid, food is on the table, these experiences could have happened to you later on in life as well. Like going to college and having your tuition not paid, so then you have to like sneak into the dining hall to eat, or times when you first started an internship or your first job and you didn't have enough money for lunch. And if that persisted for months at a time, that's traumatic. Or you were doing really well in your first business or something, and all of a sudden it just all went to shit. That could create financial trauma. So it's not just in your childhood that you could have experienced it, or growing up in poverty. All of these instances could have also created this instance of financial trauma. So just to give you some insight onto that. And now let's talk about the trauma responses. So we have, trauma has 4 response categories. We have fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. I'm sure if you've been following me for a while or have joined any of my email courses, you're familiar with these 4 response categories. But now let's go into the behaviors, the actual responses when it comes to your business. All right, let's talk about flight response in business for financial trauma. So, flight, you are a workaholic. You are an overthinker, anxiousness, perfectionism. You are just ready to avoid any instance of negativity or any type of failure. You really avoid it. So you avoid it with constantly trying to think of different outcomes or the best outcome, which causes you to overthink. You think that if you create more blogs, or if you post more reels, or if you post more YouTube videos, or if you're on every single platform, then you're always bound to be successful. And it's not, it's like you're feeling this way and you're doing these things to avoid failure. It's not because you love social media, it's because you're avoiding that. Or you're constantly launching new products. You're constantly creating new products. Like I saw with one client of mine, they create digital products, and they just created a ton of digital products. And it wasn't... My bad if I'm coming for you. One client had this whole library of digital products, but they didn't have anything to do with each other, So we were working together. I was like, girl, what does sewing have to do with setting up a funnel? Like, sis, why are you talking about sewing and setting up a marketing funnel? Like, what is this? And she's like, I felt like it was so, people were interested in sewing when I posted my stories. So she always felt like she had to create these digital products and just was on this hamster wheel. So you see the action and the feeling that you have in your mind. That's the flight response. Like it's like you're trying to escape financial downfall or escape brokenness. And that feeling of running or being on a treadmill is what leads to burnout. And then you still end up losing money. And a lot of times you still end up broke. So this workaholism, overthinking, anxiousness, and perfectionism is keeping you broke. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. And so that's the flight response. Does anyone recognize that within themselves, the flight response? I know I was doing that I was creating a lot. And then also I had 4 businesses at one point. And even growing up, when I went, so with my family background, we had money until I graduated from high school. And so going into college is when I started to experience financial instability. And so I didn't know what to do. And I remember my school fees not being paid, and this really affected me negatively. So I ended up working so many jobs while in college just to feel safe. I didn't need 4 jobs. I'm like 18. Why do I need 4 jobs? Like 18, no kids. Like, what am I doing? What am I doing? And but I had 4 jobs because I was afraid of, like, I never wanted to feel unsafe again. So I was tired, grouchy, irritable, didn't really have that much fun in college because I was working all these jobs. And so that followed me into corporate. I remember I went to an interview for a multiple 6-figure position, and I was leaving another 6-figure position, and she was like, if you're doing so well in sales, why do you have a part-time job? Because I had that full-time job and a part-time job. Still, I was just used to having these jobs just to feel safe. And she's like, if you're doing so well in sales, why do you have another job? I was like, I'm just used to working a lot. Of course she loved that, so I got the job, but it was like having all of these, having this workaholism, it just kept me running and kept me chasing. And so that's something you need to check within yourself. Like, high performers is not about the work that you do, it's about the level you do that work at. A lot of people come to me and they say, yeah, I'm a high performer, and they're just busy. You're not performing at a high level, you're just busy. All right, so the next trauma response, yeah, slow down a bit. Yeah, definitely understanding the root. So the next response is fight. So if you are someone that tends to do a lot of online outbursts, a lot of rants on social media, feeling like people copy you, subtweeting, trying to control clients, rude to contractors, rude to your team, rude to your VA, just really just feeling like people are trying to come for your bag. You're constantly feeling like people are trying to come for your bag, copying your content, trying to copy your stuff, do all these things, and you attack them. That's a fight response to financial trauma. Like, we are a collective, and a lot of us have access to the same knowledge and information. So oftentimes people aren't copying you, they're just on the same wavelength. And even if they are copying you, even if when I see people that just got like their hypnotherapy certification or something, and they start like copying me, I block them. You know, I don't like go after them, I just block them. Literally, someone copied an affirmation stack where like they just changed one word. I just blocked them. I didn't like go after them. It's not worth it. Like, I'm busy. I'm working with my clients. I'm working on my business. Creating this conflict, creating these fights, it takes the attention away from you and the work that you need to do to make the money, and it puts the attention onto the other party or the entity. Like, they are the bad guy. They are the reason why you don't have money. They are the reason why you can't get ahead in your business. And please be aware that all of this information is in relation to running a business, not in relation to systemic oppression. Because I will never ever bypass within my practice, but all of this information and the language that I'm using is related to running your business. Okay? So this feeling of fight and feeling like people are after you, or feeling like you can't depend on anyone, is a financial trauma response. So, hey, so I was raised by a single mom, and I think I have a lot of financial trauma, but I'm not sure how to heal this. So you can actually watch day 1. So we're in day 2 of Shifting Your Financial Consciousness Challenge. So day 1's video is up on my YouTube channel, and you can watch it to understand a little deeper about financial trauma. And also, I share 2 ways to start the healing process. So that's available on YouTube right now. Just search Juliet, Juliet C, and you'll see day 1 to help you start healing from financial trauma. All right, so let's go into the next trauma response. You're so welcome. Which is freeze. So the third trauma response is category is freeze, and the responses are stuck in launch mode. You won't ask or hire help. You are a course addict or a digital downloads addict. Like if you see an ad on your Instagram feed or your Facebook feed for a $47 product or a $27 product, you are going to buy it. You are going to click on that. So if you see that, if you're someone that is always in launch mode and you won't ask for help or hire help, that is a freeze response. You are afraid to actually launch. You're actually afraid to move, because the last time you did this or the last time you made that move, it led to failure. It led to your downfall. It led to brokenness. It led to loss of money. So now you want to just stay frozen to stay safe. Not doing anything makes you feel safe. So you have to understand, this is why it has been difficult for you to shift your money mindset or change your money mindset, because these responses are designed for you to stay safe. So subconsciously and unconsciously, you feel safe doing these things. So it doesn't actually feel bad. So you didn't realize that this is something you really need to change. Or you didn't realize that this is what is impacting what's in your bank account. So this feeling of safety is something that you need to override. And once you start to do the changes and once you start shifting, you're not really going to feel that good and feel that safe, because you're letting go of this coping mechanism. And your brain is going to see this as danger, is going to see you shifting into thrive mode as dangerous. So it's not going to feel good in the beginning. But then there will be a tipping point, if you stick to it, stick with the process, where you start to have these healthier coping mechanisms, these healthier responses to doing business, these healthier responses to accepting and receiving money and spending money. And that's when you've healed. But it's going to hurt in the beginning, just FYI, because your brain is trying to keep you safe. So you have to override that with the brain training. Okay, and the last trauma response category is fawn. I see a lot of my femmes and women doing this, the fawn, working for free, posting valuable content and insights for free, networking like crazy, people pleasing, trying to be friends with your clients, like really, and And because you want your clients to like you, you don't really push them to the level where they need to transform, or you don't charge them the money that you're supposed to charge them. So, and this is also reflecting your pricing as well. Like, oh, I want people to be able to afford me. I want people to be able to get my products. With one client I was working with when we were designing mobile apps, we set up their Shopify store. And so on the Shopify store, there was a plugin to get a discount by entering your email. So in exchange for their email, they get a discount. And so I said, okay, so we'll just put this in place, and they have to put their emails to get the discount. And she asked me, she said, oh, but what if they leave because they don't get the discount? Good. You don't want people that just come to your site that don't want to actually form a relationship with you. You don't want those type of clients. There's also this type of fawn response is also when you take on any type of client just because you feel like you need to have clients, so you just accept clients that deep down you know aren't a good fit, but because your financial trauma is in place, you just accept these clients. You just accept the bare minimum from these people. So that really has a negative impact in your business because it leads to burnout, which eventually leads to brokenness, emotional, physical, mental, and financial. So it's important that you take a look at these responses when it comes to running your business and really check yourself. Oops, here we go. So, yesterday we talked about debt, but there's also 4 Ds of financial trauma as well, and it's debt, dependency, distrust, and denial. So these conditions actually hold people back from making good, level-headed decisions about how best to deal with their money. So in addition to the financial trauma responses, you need to look at these other 4 things. So your debt. How do you feel with debt? Does the debt make you feel unworthy? 2, dependency. Are you dependent? Do you feel like you're depending on getting new clients, getting new followers, not getting a certain amount of money coming in? Does that make you feel bad? Because I had one client that when they don't get sales for the day or for the week, they go into a spiral. So releasing the dependence on money emotionally, like the dopamine dependence on receiving and spending money. Distrust. Anytime someone asks you for money, do you automatically feel a level of distrust? Because here's the thing, I have some creators that I work with that are on TikTok and on YouTube, and they had a lot of resistance with starting to charge their audience for access to them. And it's like the energy that you put into your content, the energy that you put into your products and services should be reciprocated with money, financially. And it's actually like it's a value, it's a deal, because money is the lowest form of energy on this plane. So the love that you put into your products, the love that you put into your work, your customers, everything, that is a higher value than money. So you shouldn't feel bad about that, because they're actually giving you the bare minimum in response to the love and the work that you're providing them. And then the next one is denial. So you're denying that anything is wrong. So you're a 6-figure earner, or you're about to hit 7 figures, or you have a 7-figure business, but you are miserable. You get hives around your neck. You're not sleeping. You're still grouchy. You don't feel comfortable getting into a relationship because you don't feel stable. All of these things, you're still experiencing them, but you're in denial because you have money in your bank account. So you have money in your bank account, so you feel like, oh no, I don't have financial trauma because I have the money. Financial trauma is more than the money that you have in your bank account. How do you feel about that money in your bank account? If you still feel unsafe, if you still feel stressed, if you still feel like you have to go on a hamster wheel and create all these new products and things, then you're not doing well. You're in denial. Because the amount of money that you have in your bank account doesn't matter if you still feel like you did when you didn't have money. True wealth, true abundance is based on how you feel when you wake up in the morning. Based on how you feel when you go to sleep at night. Do you go to sleep at night feeling good and excited about your day? Do you wake up in the morning excited to do your work, excited to live your purpose? Because that, at the end of the day, is what matters. And so even as you're earning and getting customers and clients and having all these great launches, if you still feel like crap, then you are part of the denial. So you still need to work on your financial trauma. Oops. And so within the responses, you're most likely during the day reliving any of the events that created the financial trauma response. So any business partnerships that went sour, any zero launches, like failed launches, failed products, failed negative client experiences, being canceled, all of that. You start reliving that day to day, and that affects you. So whenever you get a DM or you get a potential partnership request or you get a new client, in the energy that you receive them is tainted with the energy of financial trauma. You have this exaggerated response to things that started you. So for example, if you've had negative experiences with customers in the past where you got a bunch of refund requests and so you lost a lot of money, now if you get a customer service email, you immediately panic. You feel that shaking feeling again. Like, oh no, does this person want a refund? No, they just wanted to tell you how great your product was. But you still feel that. You feel that fear. You feel that anxiousness. So that's part of financial trauma as well. You have strong, uncomfortable reactions to situations that remind you of the past event. So if you had a negative launch or zero launch or a failed business, so you're in process of launching now, and maybe people haven't signed up and it's been 2 days, and you immediately start fearing and panicking again because no one has signed up. It's going to happen again. I'm going to have a zero launch again. So all of this affects your ability to attract, receive, and keep the money within your business. So this day 2 was really for you to kind of take time to look at, if you're on TikTok, definitely check out YouTube when this replay is available, because on Instagram, I have slides that can help walk you through any journaling questions or any insight or testing that you need to kind of take some time to look within to see where you fall or what responses resonate with you within your business. All right, so now what do we do about it? So the thing is, with these responses, these behaviors and symptoms, they're more than just a habit. You need to go deeper to heal from this. If you watch day 1, which is on YouTube now, I covered 2 exercises that you can do to start the healing process. But if you really want to go deeper, because the thing with the success rate of the exercises that you do on your own you need to have a strong belief that the work that you're doing is actually going to work. So if you don't feel like you have that strength or of that belief, I do. So I can help you as a hypnotherapist. So within the group hypnosis session that's coming up at the end of the month, Flip the Switch to 10K weeks, we spend 2 days clearing your subconscious and your unconscious of the need to relive the events creating your financial PTSD. And then the following 3 days, we start to release the patterns of debt, dependency, distrust, and denial. And this is on the subconscious level, so you don't have to wake up and do affirmations every day. You don't have to wake up and do scripting. You don't have to do all this work, and then subconsciously you don't really believe it's working. We can do this work together. And the people that have joined so far are they're energetically aligned. Like energy-wise, they're very powerful. So as a group together, the healing energy is just going to be so potent. I'm really, really excited that the people that have joined so far really trust me with their subconscious work, because as a group, we're even more powerful. And the energies and the clearing. So even if you don't feel like you have the strength, you'll get the strength by tethering to the group and tethering to me. So it's going to be really, it's going to be a really powerful experience. All right, so that is it for day 2. I will be going live every day this week at 5-ish. 5:30. So I'll see you tomorrow for day 3. If you want to see the schedule, it's posted on my Instagram account. Really excited to have you all join me and Flip the Switch weekend, or continue to join me for the rest of the week. All right, I'll see you all tomorrow.